Hello, collective. Welcome to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene, the modern mystic, your resident moon goddess, and co-author, co-best-selling author of Wisdom in Bloom. Welcome to the Moon Report, collective. I'm so excited to be here with you as always, sharing space, inviting you into these spaces of reflection, into these spaces of um, introspection. The moon is a luminary that always invites us to look within, to reach within. And I hope that if you've been here before, these moon reports are serving you well. And if you're new here, welcome. We're so excited to have you. I hope that you find something that resonates in this space. The full moon today is in Aquarius, and it is at 27 degrees of Aquarius. And it happened yesterday at 2:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when I say it happened, it's exact at that time. A full moon is the moon opposing the sun. In this case, the sun in Leo. Happy birthday to you, Leos, and the moon in Aquarius. And this opposition, this illumination, this full moon is coming at a time that is unstable. It's coming at a time where there's a lot of confusion and fear of the unknown. There is a lot of nervous energy running through most of us. And that can translate into a lot of things, a lot of sensitivities. So if you are feeling a little bit off in the last few weeks, or maybe even today or the next few days, I really want to start things off by saying to have extreme grace with yourself. This is happening for a reason, and you should be paying attention. You should always be paying attention and live life consciously as much as possible. But it's also happening to us as a collective. It's also shaking things up in our world to bring in something new. And all of this chaos and confusion is a way of dismantling what is no longer working for us as a collective and personally in our lives. So, whichever way it's showing up for you, just have a lot of grace with not only yourself, but those that are involved, those that are around you, those that may be part of this story right now, this current event in your life. And, you know, one thing that I want to highlight is that don't engage in people, places, or things that are irritating you or that are triggering. That doesn't mean that you don't feel your feelings about it. But what I mean is don't engage right now because um, things may be misunderstood. We are in a Mercury retrograde, and this full moon in Aquarius has a lot of hard aspects that we're going to discuss during the report. But stay in your lane for a few days. Allow any kind of intense energy or tension to flow through you as gracefully as you possibly can, because things can suddenly change, suddenly spark with this kind of astrological aspect. And, we're moving into a time where things also could get a bit dramatic. And the fact that we can, if you can find some centeredness, if you can find some silence and some stillness and really allow things to just pass you by, right, in a way of not bypassing anything, but in a way of reviewing, reanalyzing, um restructuring, looking at different perspectives, allowing yourself to sit in it, and don't be reactive. You may find that others may be reactive to you. Let it end with you if that happens. Let it be something that you can witness rather than engage in. And, as I mentioned, this full moon is, having a few hard aspects. So I'm going to kind of go through a few of them. And when I talk about this, it's certain placements that the planets have and the relationship that they have to each other that can be a little bit harsh, a little bit jagged. And there's a lot of them that are coming with this full moon. One of them being that Mercury is still in retrograde. It had a kind of, slow start. Um, and it was stationed in Virgo, which it rules, it's the ruling planet of Virgo. And it kind of stationed there and created a lot of tension. So, because of this slow movement in retrograde, once it did start taking off, it brought a lot of intensity with it. And it has made a few hard, I think it's two squares, including the one in this full moon to Uranus. Uranus being the ruler of Aquarius. This full moon is in Aquarius. So it's a significant player right now. And we're looking at Uranus to see what it's doing. And it's been doing a lot. And it's been under stress. And it happens to be at 27 degrees in Taurus right now, same degree as the moon and the sun when it was exact. So it's more intense. It's going to make another square to Mercury. So this story is not over. And this can show up in events that suddenly happen or information that comes through, something that surprises you, maybe something you weren't expecting. Maybe someone has a reaction that you weren't expecting to something that you really didn't see coming. There could be sharp words in certain conversations, and it could really change dramatically, and it can change suddenly. So this is why I urge you to just take a breath, take a walk, don't engage, because the information is not complete. This story is not over between Uranus and Mercury. And here is in this aspect is where things can get sticky. So since the story is not over, then we don't have all the information. The story is still unfolding. And if we react now, we may set a series of events and motions that didn't need to happen, that was preemptive, that was based on illusion. And we need to be careful because people will be sensitive throughout this time. People will be overly emotional and reactive, kind of jolty. Uranus rules electricity. So it's kind of like that jolty feeling. And basically, grace and love is the only anecdote here, collective. Grace and love, compassion, heart energy, because it's a little bit irrational. It's a little bit on the crazy side, on the dramatic side, and it may be unwarranted. It may be built on nothing. And we're wasting a whole bunch of freaking energy because what this full moon is really here to illuminate is your path forward. And if you're still trying to grasp at straws behind you and you're still trying to bring the past with you and you're not letting go of people, places, and things that are no longer serving your mission, then things could get a little bit chaotic there because there is no way of going back, mystics. There is no way. That is gone. And you've been calling in this new path, and you've been calling in these new experiences, and you've been calling in your new life. And this is what it takes to get it. The struggle. Honor the struggle. Honor the struggle. Stay in your lane. Implement tools. If you meditate, meditate. If you write, journal, in the next few days. Find a way to outpour energy. You could be feeling like a little surge of energy through your body. So be mindful to breathe and regulate your nervous system often. Eat foods that help you feel grounded and rooted, maybe root chakra, foods like protein, root vegetables in the next few days, and stay grounded. Another hard aspect that's happening is Saturn, which is also retrograde, that is squaring Jupiter conjunct Mars. So Saturn is having a hard conversation with Jupiter and Mars that have been playing this little game of getting together and then, coming apart and then coming back together. And it's been about expansion, and it's been about, making the difficult decisions, right? The scary stuff, the stuff that requires discipline, and it's going to show you what you're made of. Do you want to know what you're made of? Are you afraid? How epic was that? That is what you're made of. All that sparkle, all that dust, and really things can be a little bit nitpicky right now. Things could be a little bit difficult right now. And it's just these aspects teaching us things, illuminating the path in front of you. And it's powerful. I get it. It's powerful. One step at a time. One step at a time. Slow and steady. Taking risks, little risks here, little risks there, big risks here. Pushing to the edge. Resting. Introspecting, reflecting. And with all these retrogrades, that's really what you should be doing. And if you're taking forward action and things are difficult and not quite panning out, it's not the time anyways. Like, maybe take a few steps back and restructure things, replan, make sure that when you do move forward, it's exactly what you want, that you're seeing things clearly. Sometimes we need the slowdown. Sometimes we need the forced slowdown. So if that's coming up for you, please embrace it. And things with relationships may be coming up as Saturn is also opposing Venus, and just showing us that, there's maybe some people who are negative around us. Like, who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Have you been shown for quite some time that needs a little restructuring and a little reviewing itself? Make sure that you're being surrounded and challenged by amazing people. If you need that and you're not part of this collective and you're watching this report, you can find that here in the Animal Collective. Women that will challenge you every step of the way while loving you and supporting you and bringing you genuine friendships and relationships to your life. So let's try to see the positives to all of this, and knowing that these difficult moments and the craziest times that we go through and the hardest things that we're shown is just to move us forward, because the past is gone. The present is here. What are you going to do with it? You've been calling in what you want. What are you going to do with it? So it's pretty straightforward. And, in terms of any kind of ritual or ceremony for this full moon, it's really about just staying really still There's a lot of chaotic energy, and you really don't want to set things in motion during these retrograde times. So focus on using your tools to regulate your nervous system, to breathe into your body, to move your body and feed yourself nutritious foods. I have a chakra course that I recently launched that is on marlenemenendez.com. And this is a perfect course to be doing during these times of intensity and high anxiety. Really, it's a course for whenever in life, but it could really bring you some harmony and some balance to some of the things that you may be working through. So, grace, grace, grace. And, take care of you. Take care of you. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I am sending you love and big, big hugs during the full moon. And I will see you through the cycle at the new moon. Thank you, everyone. See you later. Bye.